And welcome back to Let's Play Psychonauts. Last time, we made our way further into the brain tumbler experiment, only to find that we hit a dead end, because we don't know how to levitate. After exploring the camp for a bit, we are now in Agent Vodello's levitation course, the dance party. With our levitation bouncy ball, we can jump much higher.
You're really gonna have to fly.
Once you get up in the air, try using your thoughts as a balloon to float. Just jump for those rings as high as you can and then do your side float. Don't be afraid, darling.
And yes, for this one, in addition to allowing us to move around much faster and jump much higher, the levitation power allows us to float. One thing to note is that the actual levitation ball that you roll around on, that has to be mapped to one of your psychic power buttons. However, the ability to float and descend, or glide, that is always tied to the lock-on button when you are jumping through the air, so you don't have to manually set that power, thankfully. Anyways, we just get a bit of a start here and levitate along, and there we go.
Outstanding!
Okay, now, just between you and me, this end of the party is dead.
Come find me on the other side of the party, and I'll give you that merit badge for real. Never keep a girl waiting long, young man.
I wouldn't dream of it, Mia. Anyway, since we have the cobweb duster, this is the first level we come across where we can 100% it on the first go. We're not going to be doing that in this video, because this level is infamous for getting all of the figments in it, particularly for one section towards the end of it. Additionally, a lot of the figments around this level, just all around, are kind of tough to get, just because, well, look at the bright color palette here. You can barely see some of these figments.
Here, Rasputin, if you want to get higher, and see if you can get all those rings spinning, Mr. DJ.
So this is a mechanic of the levitation ball that does not come up too much, but you can go up and down slopes to slowly accrue momentum and ascend to higher heights than you could just by, you know, jumping into a slope. As you can see, you just barely make them out, but...
You are the sugar in my bowl, darling. Now just follow the flowers, won't you? And try to stay rolling at all times. That is the theme of this party.
As you can see, there are a handful of figments at the apex of these jumps that are quite difficult to see. Like, could you see this one right here when I first rolled past it? I just barely saw it myself, and I'm struggling to get it. This is where the wonky hit detection of figments on occasion can really become a hassle. Anyways, nope. Let's get that as we are going through, just to save myself some trouble when I do have to come back here. But this area really emphasizes the need to stay on the levitation ball, because otherwise you're just not going to have the lift to make these jumps. These little flowers, they kind of trap you to center you on the platform, but it's honestly kind of annoying because it makes it a little difficult to chain jumps together. As you can see, it tries to snap me there.
Fantastic. What style you have, young man. Now, I'm not saying that you will fall, but if you ever did, I'll put a ball return down here for you. Just jump in there if you need to come back up here in a hurry.
Darling, float over here, will you? These rings aren't spinning, and they are ruining my party.
Remember to use your side float. I'm not saying it won't ever let you down, but it will let you down nice and slow.
Absolutely, Mia. Anyways, let's get this figment over here, and of course we've got the duffel bag to tag, so let's get him set up. There are quite a few figments on this platform here, some of them pretty difficult to see, so just make sure you cover this area very thoroughly, just to save yourself some trouble when you're having to look for these again. Anything else that I need to grab here? Does not look like it. Like most of the levels we've been seeing up to this point, we will be able to come back here eventually, though when we return, there will be sensors to deal with as opposed to just having dancers all around the area, so be mindful of that if you decide to pass on some figments in this area. Now, we just need to float through these rings, get them all spinning.
Thank you, sweetie. I feel so much better now. Come on, let's take it a little higher now.
Alright, so we've activated another respawn kick out, should we fall. Now, you might notice in the distance over there.
Wow, things are starting to pick up.
See that draft up above, darling? Jump into it and float and see where it takes you.
Now, we could do that, but looks like there's a little platform over here figment seems to be indicating something. Let's go in here.
Now why would you want to come in here? Come on, this room's no fun. Let's leave, baby.
It looks like some kind of nursery room. Perhaps this memory vault can elucidate for us. Alright, so Mia's children. Looks like Mia ran an orphanage. And it looks like the children thought very highly of her. Unfortunately, was not meant to last. That's actually surprisingly morose for a game like this, especially the level we found it in. Well, I have to imagine Agent Vodello has some scars that she does her best to keep hidden. But hey, this chest over here, looks like we can open it. Let's just stow the cobweb duster for a moment.
Definitely don't want to go in there. That's a party killer right there.
Darling, what are you doing down here? The party is upstairs.
Lucky for you, I have my nightmares under control. These things can take you to a world of pain, trust me. Now please, let's get back to the party, okay?
Darling, if you're looking for the makeup room, you've come to the wrong place.
Well, those creatures were nightmares. They are rather, shall we say, ferocious aspects of the psyche that can inflict some serious pain on interlopers in a person's mind. Not something we have to deal with in Mia's mind, since she seems to have pretty good control on them, but probably something we should be mindful of in less stable people, shall we say. Anyways, with that taken care of, that's just a little secret area the game doesn't guide you towards, with a few figments and, of course, the memory vault that we needed to collect. Now, let's get the steamer trunk tag, and let's make our way up this ladder into the next section of the level. I think I got most of the figments there, but we'll see how well I've done once I have a chance to look at the final count for this area. Heading into here... Looks like there is another mental cobweb just behind us. You will occasionally have to stow the duster to interact with certain things in the environment, but a lot of the time you can just keep it out and grab cobwebs as you see them. As you can see, there are a bunch of figments around here, so we just want to make our way around the edges, hopefully get some of these, save myself some backtracking later. We've got sensors appearing in here. Can't expect a smooth ride the entire way, just double checking to make sure I didn't forget any figments. It's not a huge deal if I'm backtracking a little bit here. Let's just get this one on here, because if you let the pinball launcher launch you, very often Raz just kind of misses that. And then we want to float onto this thing. Almost missed that. Alright. So, the reason... Well, okay. I'm actually going to be dropping back down momentarily. There's a figment that I missed. You see, it's so hard to see, like, that light blue that is just flickering in and out against the blue background. I really dislike how they handled how figments look in this level. Anyways, this little balcony around the edges of the starting area has a whole bunch of figments and, of course, the steamer trunk. Let's just tag this guy real quick and get him out of here. Now, let's go around, scoop up all the figments while we're here. May as well. Let's get this blue one that I missed. And then we will use the ball return to send ourselves flying up, and there will be more figments on that other balcony on the opposite side. So, hey, there's the hat box. Do not need to look for the hat box tag. I already have it. Let's get him out of here. Anyways, as I was saying, let's just drop back down one more time to this other side. We'll just float on down. Oh, wait, am I think I'm, yeah, I want this one. Lost my place here. There we go. I'm very attentive, as you can see. It's pretty easy to not realize that there are figments up here. When I was doing my first 100% run of this game, I did quite a few laps through the starter area, not realizing there were figments on these little balconies. With that taken care of, now we can actually make our way back up. It's just faster and easier to use the ball return to get back up there, so let's make our way over here. And once again, more figments to collect. The thing we need to do on this section of the level is, of course, grind that rail, get all those rings spinning, and we will have our way forward. But may as well grab the collectibles as we are moving through here. As you can see, with the levitation power, we now move around so much faster, so it's much less of a hassle to go around and get all the figments. Just wanted to make sure I lined up on this properly and didn't bonk myself off. Now, hold the analog stick forward, and you'll start grinding at super speeds here. Get all these spinning in rapid succession. And And there we go. Hop on off and wait for that thing to come back down. A few more figments along the way. Doing pretty good there. Doing pretty good. Like I said in the last video, we have no more powers to get from forward, but now every 5 ranks we're just going to get instant upgrades to our existing abilities, which is pretty sweet. Also, come on. Hit detection. Work with me here. Oh my goodness. Get the figment. There we go. Yeah, the hitboxes, not always the greatest on figments. You have a bit of a struggle to get some collision detection going here. I cannot just will it out of the ether. Let's grab some more of these figments around here. As you can see, all the kids are just having a rowdy, raucous, good time. I'm glad everybody is having fun, but we've got work to do, so we need to get through this post-haste. Get this levitation power official. Let me see, how many figments do we have here? 54 out of 79. Not too bad, not too bad. We're getting most of them up to this point. One thing to note about the levitation ball is that you actually can throw telekinetic punches while on it. You don't need to hop off to actually hit people with it. Now, if only the levitation ball itself actually did some damage. That would be interesting. Unfortunately, it is not the case at this moment. There is a bunch of figments that are really hard to see in this section of the level right here. Oh hey! Side power upgrade earned. Palm Mega Bomb. After you start a Palm Bomb, press X as many times as you can before you hit the ground. The more times you press X, the higher the bonus damage will be. So, we can jump up, do a Palm Bomb, and just keep mashing the button to get an extra powerful one. That also has a little bit more AoE, I think. Also note that the memory vaults are much easier to catch now that we have the levitation ball. Mia's adventures. So, looks like we're just going over her field operations with Agent 9 here. It looks like they've gone through quite a variety of locales and have accomplished a number of, shall we say, Psychonaut capers. And it looks like things get a little hot and heavy, and I don't mean just the explosion. Oh my. But it looks like Mia's had quite the life, well, you know, just up to this point. And I'm sure there are plenty more adventures awaiting her down the line. For now, though, she is just our teacher, so let's just try our best to make her happy with our levitation abilities. I like to think I got all the figments there, but if I didn't, we'll be coming back for them later. Alright, what do we got over here? Looks like we got another little training segment.
When you are levitating, you are also protected from all sorts of icky things. But some things, like those spikes, those are always bad news, whether you are levitating or not. So watch out!
So yes, the levitation ball can protect us against various environmental hazards. Not spikes, though. As you can imagine, that probably just pops our bubble right quick. What about water, though?
That shouldn't be happening. Darling, do you have some problems with water? Do you want to talk about it?
It's a long story. Maybe later.
Okay, I'm always here for you, darling. Let me just say that it's very normal for boys your age.
I don't want to know what you mean by that, Mia. Let's not think too hard about what she's trying to imply there. Alright, that was a good load of figments right there. Anyways, here's a pretty annoying section of the level. Here we get another ball return in case we fall, although hopefully I will not. If we do miss certain jumps, we also have our flotation power to minimize the problems that causes. Anyways, let's float onto this. We've got a few figments to gather here, and we got to time a jump very particularly over this section. Oh, come on. That's not the particular kind of jump that we need. Oh dear. Yeah, that can be a little tricky to line up. Of course, it did not help that I did not grab the figment the first time I passed through it. Let's try this again. Okay, get our ball going up here, get on up to this thing, and let's just time the jump. We want to jump over this and levitate over, then catch ourselves on the platform as it passes under that area. Here we go. Let me see. Looks like we've got a bounce pad over here. So let's just bounce into this and make our way over to the purse. Let's get this purse tagged. Look at how happy it is. How could you say no to that face? Anyways, get the heck out of here. Alright, with that taken care of, we are more or less done with this section of the level. Let's drop on down here and make our way over to this platform right here. How many figments we got? 78 out of 79. So, looks like there was one that I missed. Unfortunate, but that's just what you gotta deal with. I will deal with finding that later. Let's get through here.
Okay, it's time to see fast you are, darling. Ready? Get set, go, baby, go!
Now, Mia's Dance Party is a level that is very common for killing people's interest in 100%ing this game, and this section is the big reason, the race. There are 3 distinct paths you can take to get through the race. Each path has figments on them. You're going by here at lightning speed, so it is very easy to pass by them and miss them entirely, and it is very hard, not impossible, just difficult, to back up to try and go for them, and also very slow. So all too often, you're just going to have to get to the end of this race and then start all over from the beginning to get the figments that you missed. And it's pretty much impossible to get this done in any less than 3 attempts at the racetrack, and that's if you do really well on each individual run that you do. As you can see, I'm missing a ton of figments just because of the wonky hit detection. I can barely see them, and you just blow past them so quickly. I'm trying my best, but there is almost certainly going to be a handful that I miss here, like one going off of that ramp I just missed. That's unfortunate. Get over here. Hopefully I can get to all these. Come on. But yeah, sometimes you oh, hey, Bobby Zilch. Well, this is a good opportunity to no! Ah! So, Bobby is taking the lead in this race right now. We should be able to overtake him, though. Let's just make our way through here. Just keep missing a ton. Hey, cheater! I just saw you. Maybe he's mastered teleportation. You gotta be mindful of that. There's a diverse array of psychic powers available to the would-be Psychonauts. We should be able to beat him, though. Your rubber band AI is no match for me, Bobby Zilch.
You did it! You are quick like greasy lightning. I'm so proud of you, darling. You're so fast, you'll be at my party in no time, eh? Okay, if you want to get up to where the action is, you're going to have to do a lot of floating in this room, baby. Good thing you're so light on your feet.
So yeah, as you saw, I just blew past and missed a ton of those figments. A lot of them I just had no choice but to go past because you're just moving too fast and can't exactly turn on a dime with the levitation ball at those speeds. That section of the level, it's not strictly hard to get all the figments, it's just very, very tedious and boring. It usually takes around 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how good you are at actually seeing and adjusting your speed and direction in order to grab them. There are a ton of figments in this flotation room. A lot of them are moving ones that are hard to get, so I'm only going to get the ones that aren't moving, or at least I'm only actively trying to get the ones that aren't moving. The other ones, since we have to come back to this level anyway, we will just go for those when we make the return trip here. We are
Float in some areas, you might get a little more oomph than usual.
We are almost at the point where we can return to previously completed levels, and once we get to that point, I will likely do a sped-up supercut of grabbing all the figments, but there's also a handful of interesting things that happen upon your first re-entrance into a level, which we will see before I get into the, the nitty-gritty of figment collection.
You have to use your Psyfloat again to get those rings spinning.
Alright, sounds easy enough. So for this section of the level, we need to just use this central fan to get ourselves up. Also, as you can see, there is a thingy over here. Doesn't look like one of those depth projection increases. This is actually aggressive capacity increase. This increases our psychic aggression, allowing us to hold 5 more Psy Blast charges. Very nice. Could use as much Psy Blast ammo as possible. It's a very effective tool for dealing with enemies. Anyways, float up to the top here. You got a bunch more figments waiting for you in the rafters of the room. With those grabbed, let's make our way all the way up to the top of the rings and start our descent through them. Oh, let me grab this real quick. Now, I do want to note one thing about the Psy Levitate. I'm not sure if this is actually the thing, but I feel like the physics are kind of messed up on it in this version of the game, although I'm not sure if this is just the case in the console versions either. There are certain moments in this game where you're supposed to use the Psy Levitate to grab figments, but in these situations, I've had severe difficulty actually getting the amount of height or the speed of descent at the proper rate to actually get those things in the way that seems to be intended. And I'll point out those areas when we come across them. It is very frustrating, but fortunately I was able to come up with workarounds. That's getting ahead of ourselves, though. What's not getting ahead of ourselves is baggage. We've got the suitcase here, so let's just tag this up and get this guy off to greener pastures. With that taken care of, we have unlocked the primal memories for Mia's dance party, so why don't we just take a quick gander at those. I do know I didn't look at the primal memories for the brain tumbler experiment. We are going to be returning there once we have our levitation power, so we'll just be going over that when we get back into that level. Alright, so, of course we've got concept art for Mia. Looks like these are for the dancers. Nice afro, lady. Let's see, and here's just some renders. More concept art for the level. I feel like this statue would have had more prominence. Oh, it's a bouncer. Gotcha. And of course, here's the racetrack that everybody hates. Just more, I do like the pinball theming in the level here. I think it's pretty cool, honestly. Looks like the dance party level did not actually change too much from its conceptual phase. Interesting. Anyways, moving into this here, we just need to get onto the platform with Mia over there in order to finish off the level and get our Levitate merit badge, but there are just a handful of things to collect here. We've gotten all the mental cobwebs. Once you collect... Oh, hey, I saw that guy there. Let me get back to that guy. Oh no, where did he go? This is where moving figments get really annoying. Alright, I'm not gonna wait around for this guy, so let's just get back up top. But when you collect all the mental cobwebs, you get a little notice letting you know that, well, you got all the mental cobwebs. Also, off to the sides here, there are figments on these balconies, so let's just keep making our way across here, grabbing as many figments as possible. Will I make it? There we go. Little dicey, but we made it just fine. Now, over here, if you jump up onto this little doorway, it's a little tricky to get up here, but you can just barely clip onto this. Oh, okay, hold on. Do it like this. Oh, come on. I know you can do this. Oh my goodness, why am I not staying on here? There we go. That's what I was trying to do. We can jump up here, and there is a figment over on that platform we need to get. So let's see if I can't get a good jump going here. Doesn't look like it. So, I'm not gonna spend time trying to get that one. Let's just get the figments that I can easily grab, and we'll come back for that one later. There is no reason to stress ourselves out with that figment. We're gonna be making a return trip anyway. With all these grabbed, let's talk to Agent Vodello, and let's get our merit badge. I think we've earned it.
Who's that I see? It's Rasputin, the rolling rock star, in the flesh! And just in time, the party was dying without you, darling. Here, I have a little party favor for you. So cute. Don't be a stranger, darling.
Thank you, Agent Vodello. Now it's back to the lab to save Dogen.
Dogen's not in the lab, sweetie. He's watching TV in the lodge with the other children.
I meant the dream Dogen from my brain tumbler vision. If I can find out what's happening to him, maybe that would give me a clue about who stole real Dogen's brain.
Oh, I'm afraid he's just like that.
It looks like Mia doesn't think that much of Dogen, but with that level completed, we can now levitate in the real world, as well as get an increase to our maximum brain capacity. Now, we could take the canoes back, but with our levitation power, we now have enough speed, enough vertical lift, and enough momentum. Well, speed and momentum are kind of similar in this context, but basically we're able to just platform across the lake now. We can get onto these docks, no problem. We can float across, and even if we do happen to brush up against the water, Raz will get a couple hops before the hand of Galacho grabs him, so he can make it onto these rocks with no problem. Now, it's a little tricky to explore over here because Bobby Zilch will occasionally push you off, and also there are invisible walls to deal with, so unfortunately, it's a bit too hard to explore that section of the lake area yet. but we will be able to come back here later and grab everything no problem. However, that only really applies for this area with stuff that we cannot grab. For most of the rest of the camp, with the power of levitation, we are now able to grab almost everything that is available in Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp. There are a couple of scavenger hunt items that require us to get additional powers we have not yet unlocked to get, but this levitation power, as you can see, allows us to get across very quickly and very easily grab a lot of these cards. As you can see, I'm just bypassing all the intended jumping puzzles in order to grab some of these things. Of course, I fell, so a little bit awkward there, but that's okay. As you can see, we can just quickly get back in with our handy-dandy levitation power.
Now in the main store, we have a special on Dream Fluffs. You hear me? Dream Fluffs. They're good for you. Keep a pocket full of these for a quick boost of mental health.
I fell again, so instead we're just going to come back for that card later. That was a little bit awkward. I guess my being lined up there wasn't quite how it was supposed to be. Hey, it's Elton.
Whoa. Elton, I hope you're not waiting for me. Oh, jeez, sorry. Carry on, Sailor.
Oh, it's nice to see that Elton has moved on from Lily. I'm sure him and Mia will be, or Milka, sorry, he had Mia Vodello on the brain. I'm sure him and Milka will be happy. Returning to the main lodge area, there's a handful of things that have changed over here. Hey, is that a... Let's go up there and see what Crystal and Clem are up to. And let's just grab this card, since I forgot to get it while I was here. Forgot to get it, or failed to get it, you take your preference on that.
This is it.
Yep.
I'm so happy, Clem.
Me too, Crystal.
It's going to be great, isn't it?
Super great.
We're going to be so powerful, aren't we?
More powerful than you can imagine.
I can't wait.
What are you guys doing up here?
Oh, hey, Raz!
Didn't see you there.
We're just looking at the sunset.
Shh, just wait until he leaves. It will be more beautiful afterwards.
When we've done what we're going to do.
Yes, when we finish the project.
Can only imagine what they're up to over there. Anyways, let's get this card over here.
You hear about Elton and Milka?
You guys gonna say anything on that? Any follow-up? No. Okay. With that, let's make our way down here. With levitation, we can now reach a whole slew of areas in the main lodge area a lot more easily because we have the jumping height to do so. I'm just hyping up levitation so much, but it's a fun power. It's my favorite part of Psychonauts. This is the part of the game where I feel like it legitimately becomes something special as a platformer and not just, you know, kind of like a quirky little game with a fun story and eccentric characters, shall we say. Like, look at this. This is just fun. I enjoy it immensely. I think there are ways to... Oh, come on. I have great depth perception, as you can see. I think there are ways to get up there without levitation, but it's just easiest to do it now. So with levitation, we can get up here, get this card. I'm pretty positive there's no intended way to get this card without levitation, so, you know, there's that. And let's just see if we can't make our way back up top over there and get that card that I missed. Alright, with that, we are on here, and, conveniently, there's also an Eagle Claw, which is our second scavenger hunt item for the main lodge area. Let's take a look at that. Eagle Claw soup is surprisingly tangy and promotes the growth of strong fingernails. I'll have to keep that in mind if I ever want to strengthen my fingernails. Let's see, got two more cards to grab here. Let me see, I think the next one, yeah, I can see it in the distance now. Wasn't moving since our distance was a little too long for it to render in like that. But now we got this. I forget where the last card is. Only one more to grab, but I think we'll save that for next video. When we do a bit of a collection run on Whispering Rock, picking up everything that we have yet to get. Let me see, that goes over to the reception area. We want to make our way over to the cabin area. There's a couple things that have changed there. As well, we can get the final card that we were not able to get when we were there previously.
care how long you two have been partners. James is my boyfriend now. Do you know what that means?
Well, he wears his good parade chaps a lot more.
Yes, he's less filthy, that's part of it. But the biggest change is that he can't possibly waste as much time as he used to hanging out with his loser friends.
I don't like you.
And I don't like you. So that covers everything we have in common. Now for the differences. I'm going to be with James all the time from now on. You're going to have to stay as far away from us as possible, or I'm going to make your life more miserable than I imagine it already is.
Hey, there's this whole brain-stealing thing going on that you should know about.
Rasputin, not now! Yo! Rasputin, not now!
Hey, JT. I could use a hired gun on this brain-stealing case I'm working on.
Huh? Oh, sorry, Raz. I'm a little preoccupied right now. Got a lot of figuring to do.
Chicks.
Tell me about it. Ow! Hey, not right now, okay, Raz?
Sorry. I just feel obligated to do that every now and again, just to remind you that we have the option. Anyways, we've got one last card to collect in this area, and with the power of levitation, we are able to get it. We can jump over to that net, jump to this one, and then finally make our way to this rope right here. There we go. Got that taken care of. And if you were a bit of an eagle-eyed, astute viewer, you might have noticed that Lily is on this radio tower right here. So let's just drop on down and see what she's up to.
What are you listening to?
I can't quite make it out, but something coming out of those speakers reminds me of my nightmare.
What are you listening to?
Alright, so Lily just has that to say. But hey, Lily, check out this feather I got. I was hoping she would threaten to kill me. I was kind of looking forward to that, Lily. You've disappointed me. Anyways, moving out from here, I wonder where Nils is. Well, that is something we can investigate in the next video. With the next video, we will be exploring Whispering Rock just to see what has changed. We will also be grabbing every collectible that we can at this point. There's only a handful that we can't get, mostly scavenger items. And once that is taken care of, we will make our way into the Brain Tumbler experiment for the final time to see if we can't find out the truth of what happened to Dogen. Although we at least know half of it. He has been debrained. Alright, that's it for this video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, though, goodbye.